Hi there, I'm Ken Lammers. Welcome to Minor League Matters. And today we're continuing the logo showdown for soccer, mainly because soccer is really starting to get going right about now. Anytime I turn on TV or turn on my phone or whatever, I get blown up with all sorts of messages, emails, tweets, all that about the coming soccer season. So we're going to keep comparing their logos. Yes, for those of you who ask, I will get to baseball, but you're going to have to wait till pretty much the baseball season's about to start. That's a large project with a lot of teams. And no, I'm not going to do it right now just because the doggone, California Winter League is starting. I think the first game's the 24th. If it's not 24th yet, go watch it. However, today we're going to be on soccer, and today we've already done the NPSL, the USL West, and the PDL. Now we're going to do the USL East conference, and we're going to compare the logos there. So let's get cracking. Okay, so here we've got first set of logos, and FC Cincinnati here is well, no, let's take out Atlanta United 2 first. Although I gotta say, for a team that has basically kept the same circle logo, same color scheme, at least they put something on there. A nail with a 2 wrapped around it is different than what they have for Atlanta United, the mothership. So I got to give them some credit for that, but still, it's very close to the mothership's logo, so it just can't compete, right? Um, Not allowed mothership logos to be competing in here. FC Cincinnati, gotta say, I'm impressed as all get out by how loyal the FC Cincinnati fans are, how many of them are going there to watch the matches and all that, but that is the most god awful ugly, poorly drawn logo I think I've seen in a long time. Uh, so, yeah, more power to you, Cincinnati fans. Particularly, I would like to see you stay in the USL so that we've got Cincinnati, Louisville, and Indianapolis. Since as we see here, the Indy 11 are now in the USL. Uh, but the logo is just not there. Indy 11, let's talk about them next. Obviously, this logo has been around for a while. It was just in the NASL before the MLS managed to combine with USSF and kill the NASL. Finally, we know they've been trying for a while, or they appear to have been trying for a while. The Indy 11 have a good, solid logo, good, solid color scheme. And it's a pretty doggone good logo. Uh, Bethlehem Steel, a snake wrapped around steel girders over a soccer ball with kind of a brown and maroon color scheme. This kind of suffers from the brown, maroon, black color scheme. Kind of suffers from the same issues that the Atlanta United does. It's not a really great color scheme, uh, at least not in the shades that they're using it here. Uh, I'm sure somebody can tell me why there's a snake wrapped around a girder, but yeah, it just doesn't get there. Charleston, on the other hand, has a good color scheme. It is what it says and says what it is. It is a good, solid uh, logo, easily identifiable. And it's just really a good logo. And on this, while I think the Indy 11 is a little bit more professionally drawn, I think the Charleston logo is actually the better logo from this page. So let's look at the next group. The next group here has got, okay, up here in the top right, Louisville City. Look, guys, drove 4 hours 3 weeks last year to go watch Louisville play in the playoffs. Couldn't go to the final match because they made it on a Monday night. So almost have to work. But the Saturday night games I went and watched, right? I pretty much have become a pretty big fan of Louisville City. Although that's going to be interesting this year because my favorite team out of the NASL, North Carolina FC, has now moved into the USL, as you can see here by the other logo. And that's going to make things interesting. I'm not sure who I'm going to end up rooting for right now. Getting back to the logos, though, Louisville City's logo is just washed out gold with washed out purple. Um, the skyline of Louisville, Florida Lee, which every single city on the river has in it. It's, it's not a great logo, folks. I mean, and you can tell when you go to watch a match there, when you buy a scarf or hat or something, they use a darker shade of purple. They use a darker shade of gold. They don't use that color scheme that you're seeing there in that logo. Nashville Soccer Club, obviously Nashville's basically a one-year USL team, and then they're going to bump up to the MLS as most major leagues are trying to put some sort of team in Nashville, with the possible exception of baseball because they're idiots. That's about the best thing I can say about it. That N wrapped around what I guess are guitar strings, maybe with the S and the C on the top and the bottom. Yeah, that's not a good logo. It's a circle logo, and which is a strike against it to begin with, and it's just not good. Too abstract. You can't really understand what it's about. And then we get down to the Penn Football Club, which is the same sort of thing. I don't know what that circle around the outside means, why it's incomplete, why it shifts colors. But I'm here to tell you that font you've chosen for your P is absolutely terrible because that's an R, folks. That is not a P, that's an R. You've screwed up that logo. You need to go back and pay somebody to fix it. Or fix it yourself if you really want to. The Ottawa Fury, pretty solid, nice shape to the shield, name printed across the top, flames, kind of an abstract flame down at the bottom, pretty decent logo. The Legion, I put that in. They're not starting this year. I think they start next year. But I put it in. That's a pretty good logo too. Not too terribly cluttered. The black is used to offset the gold. Legion written across the top. Sword, a hammer, and an anvil. The stars. I'm not sure why the stars are there, but they seem to offset it pretty well and work pretty good. But I'm not going to count that this year because it's not actually a team that's playing this year. And North Carolina FC. This is a good logo. Red, blue, with gold coloring in the background somewhat. The star pokes off to the top, which is a pretty good way to get make your shield look fairly unique. The colors are broken across the shield, which means you're red and white across the top and blue across the bottom. Works really well. And of all the ones on this page, I think North Carolina FC is the best of them on here. Next group, okay, we've got a couple of twos here. Red Bull 2, they didn't even bother to do anything but take their Red Bull logo, so no, out. Toronto 2, they were a little bit more clever about how they stuck the 2 in, but it's a 2, it's out. We've got some really horrendous logos on this one, right? Pittsburgh Riverhounds, this one over on the far left. Of course, because they're Pittsburgh, they went with yellow and black. I like the color scheme. The doggone logo looks like something that was drawn by Hanna-Barbera back in the, 70s? It's a terrible drawing. They've got to be able to get something better done than that. I mean, it looks like a villain and, not even a main villain, just a villain in an old Hanna-Barbera thing. Uh, no, not good. But on the right, we've got the Tampa Bay Rowdies. I'm pretty sure I could do that with the font that's in my Word or on my GIMP, Photoshop, whatever. Uh, Heck, I probably could have done that logo back in the day on WordPerfect, you know, or Paint even, on Microsoft. You know, it's not a good logo. It's just bad. You need to go back and put some effort into that. However, of all the bad ones, the Richmond Kickers is just the worst. The color scheme's okay. Red and white. Actually, I like red and white color scheme pretty much. But the K made of, not sure what it's made of. Toothpicks, you know, nail picks. I don't know. Um, yeah, I get that it probably is supposed to be an abstraction of K for kickers, and each of those is supposed to be a soccer ball shooting away. I guess that's the best I can make out of it. Um, it's a terrible and ugly, ugly logo. Um, the kind of thing only a truly brainwashed fan could love, and I'm not sure with this is a this is a USL team that there are truly brainwashed fans in Richmond for that one. Um, Although, since I'm probably going to try to get to them and watch a match this summer, I'll probably have a scarf by the end of the summer. That leaves the last man standing is the Charlotte Independents. This is a pretty good logo with a pretty good color scheme. Blue with a darker blue background and a gold. Uh, it's got the Minuteman down at the bottom, or the guy who's riding along going, "The British are coming, the British are coming," uh, which is kind of offset strangely by the crown at the top that holds the soccer ball, or the top of the soccer ball. But it's a good logo and it's a solid logo. So I'm going to take that one of all these on this page. Winner by default, even though it is a good logo by itself. So that leaves us with the Charleston Battery, North Carolina FC, and the Charlotte Independents. I'm kind of going to wash out Charlotte first. It's the color schemes. It's a good, solid logo. It's got a good color scheme, although it kind of washes in with each other with the two blues and all that. Um, but in the end, I just don't think that it works as well as it could. The way they curl the banner across it doesn't work so hot, and yeah, it's good but not great. North Carolina, on the other hand, is one of my favorite logos. I've got the hat, you know, and I don't buy many soccer hats. I buy a lot of baseball hats, not many soccer's. Um, and I like the way it's set up. They cut across the field, the changes of color when it cuts across the field, the uniqueness, the fact that the star sticks up off the top in a way that's fairly unique. Uh, but in the end, I have to say this. Charleston Battery is probably the best in the USL East. Uh, yes, it could use a graphic design artist to come in and tighten it up some, and uh, hopefully not destroy it, but just make it a little bit tighter. But as I said before, it says what it is. It is what it says. You can see the crossed cannons, the battery, and the soccer balls there is a really solid color scheme with that gold and black, or yellow and black. And I think in the end, it's the one that really carries the day here. So that's it for the USL East, the winner being the Charleston Battery. Got any comments? Leave them below. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm right. Tell me what I don't understand about the way the logos are made. Anything along those lines. I promise I'll try to read them. I cannot promise that I will reply because you know, day job, got to earn money somehow. Since apparently I'm not going to get rich off of YouTube. And you know, if you like what you see here, hit the like button wherever it is. If you like what you're seeing around here generally, hit the subscribe button. And I've got just one piece of advice for you: go watch the minor league sports. Y'all have a good day now.